Hello and good evening everyone. Thank you for joining our TMC live session for the Manchester College. I'll shortly be passing you over to Daniel and Jodie from the Supported Learning team, who will be providing you with a lot of information about the Supported Learning department and what they offer. If you have any questions at any point, you can ask them in the live Q&A box, which is just to the right hand side of your screen, and we'll answer them as we get through the presentation and towards the end. I'm now just going to pass over to Daniel and Jodie and we'll get this session started.
Thank you. So thank you for joining us this evening for the Supported Learning Curriculum Information event. So Danny and I are going to provide a bit of background about the Supported Learning curriculum and courses that we offer at the Manchester College. So we'll explain a little bit more about the routes, the preparation for supported internship and our main supported internship programmes, which are all for students, young people aged 16 to 24 with education, health and care plans. So we'll start off with Danny's going to talk to you about the routes courses, a bit of an introduction to the campuses and the curriculum on offer. And then I will provide some information about our preparation for supported internships and then our supported internship provision, whereabouts in Manchester they are and what they're all about. We're going to then hear a short video from a past student who's progressed through our pathways through the supported learning programmes into employment, and then we'll have a little bit of time at the end for any questions. So as Amelia said, feel free to ask any questions and we can try our best to answer them at the end. Thank you. So over to Danny.
Brilliant, thanks for that, Jodie. So my name's Danny and I'm the curriculum manager for the Routes programmes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what the programmes are and where they're delivered. So as you can see on that slide, we have 3 levels of Routes programme. We have Routes to Community, Routes to Learning and Routes to Skills and Employability. And all 3 of those courses are available at Openshaw, and Routes to Learning and Routes to Skills and Employability are available at Northenden. So the reason we have the 3 courses is so that we can really differentiate and try and meet your needs. So all of the programmes we offer are designed to help with your EHCP outcomes. So they're the 3 different levels. You don't necessarily have to start on one and work your way to the other. Sometimes you'd skip one, or sometimes you might just spend 1 year with us and you would have mastered enough skills to be able to either go on to Jodie's courses or to go into the wider college. Brilliant. Thanks, Jodie. If we can go on to the next slide.
Sorry, I'm trying. You're running a bit slow.
Fantastic, thank you. OK, so they're the 2 sites that the routes are delivered from, the Openshaw campus and the Northenden campus. OK, right, so there's Routes to Community. And as you can see, there's examples of some of our students who were with us last year. So Routes to Community is more of our introductory course, and you'd work on your independent skills. And that might be being able to make yourself snacks and meals. We want to do as much active learning as possible. So with the active learning, we want you out of your chair, doing things, very active, and we find that that's the best way to master new skills. And also, as the title says, we want to get you out into the community on educational visits. On the next slide, we'll look at Routes to Learning. This is a little bit more for people who are slightly at a higher academic level, so more to do problem solving, teamwork and communication, because we're trying to get you ready for the world of employment. And also there'd be work experience, and that would be in our training cafe. We have Routes to Skills and Employability. Ooh, seem to have lost the slides. So with Routes to Skills and Employability, those courses focus a lot more on independent skills. So you'd be more independent research. You'd be slightly expected to do more for yourself. There'd be more to do with independent travel. We'd hope that we could get you onto buses, trams, and trains. And also the opportunities to do work experience, but those work experiences will be outside of training. They'll be a bit more specific what your career goals are. Excellent. And on this video, actually, where I'm going to be able to show you around Northern campus, a bit of a feeling for what it would be like.
Hi, so my name's Daniel Kirkham and I'm the Curriculum Manager for the supported learning courses that we teach here at Northern, and I'm hoping that you'd like to come with me on a tour so I can show you the classrooms and tell you a little bit more about our programmes. So this is our supported learning quiet room, and this is an opportunity for students who perhaps feel a little bit anxious, or if you're a bit worried about how busy the college seems or feels, at breaks and at lunch, you're welcome to come here. And you can relax and you can listen to your music as long as you use earphones, because it is a quiet room, and there'll be opportunity to sit and you can do art or you can do work, or if you'd rather use this opportunity to socialise, then you'll be free to talk to your classmates. So it's predominantly for the Roots students. So if you're on a Roots course, this is where you'll be able to come, but it's also open to any learner in the campus who has a SEND need and has an EHCP. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a space that you can use during breaks and lunch, but we also understand that some people will want to come here to socialise, and some people will come here to be in quiet contemplation and to be able to get on with an activity independently. So the way that we let that be known is that if you've come here to socialise, then you can pick up a green chip on your way in, and if you leave that in front of yourself wherever you sat or you have it in your hand, other people using the room will know that you want to engage with them and that you want to socialise. If you choose a blue chip, that means that really you only want to socialise with the people that you already know. And if you choose a red chip, that means that you're not really in the mood to socialise today and that you'd rather be left alone and just work independently. So this is our Roots to Skills and Employability classroom, and the good thing about our classrooms is that they're all on the same corridor. So whether you're on Roots to Learning or Roots to Skills and Employability, you'll be on the same corridor. So you'll be able to see their classmates from the other groups as well. We're also on the same corridor as the quiet room and also the SEND staff room. So in this space, we like to work on your maths and English, and we'll also try and improve your IT. We'll also give you work experience opportunities and work-related activities. So hopefully when you finish with us, you have the option then to either go on to the wider college, whether there's a specific course that you'd be interested in, or maybe you'd be able to move to our internship courses, which are all about finding your work. So in this space, as you've probably noticed, we have a kitchen area, and that's so that we can practice the kind of things that you might need to become more independent. So you'll be able to cook things at home, healthy meals or easy snacks. We also have washing machines so that you can learn about perhaps cleaning your clothes and personal care and looking after yourself. So really our course is all about making you more independent, more work ready, so that when you finish with us, you either have the opportunity to further study within the college, or maybe you have the opportunity to go and explore employment. So this is one of our IT rooms. So as you can see, it's set out in the hope that we can improve your IT skills, because we work on trying to improve the whole package around you. So we want to make you more independent, more work ready, improve your maths, improve your English, but we also want to try and improve your IT skills as well. And this is where that will happen. So there's all the computers, and obviously the teacher will work from here on the smart board. So thank you very much for joining us today on our tour of supported learning. So you've seen some of the classrooms, and you've got an idea now of the activities that we do here at Northern. I hope it's kind of put your mind at rest and you feel a little bit more reassured about what our programme looks like and how we'll be able to help you and support you. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing you in September. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks for showing that, Jodie.
Thank you. And I will talk to you now a little bit about our preparation for supported internship. So as Danny said, this might be a natural progression from the Roots programmes, or actually you might apply directly to the pre-internship from whatever school or college you're at now. So it's the pre-internship is basically a one-year course which prepares students for our main supported internship programmes. So those are the supported internships are for students that are kind of getting closer to gaining paid employment. So the pre-internship is very much a mix of classroom activity, community visits, work placements and online learning. So it's really about careers exploration. So you might be at the start of your journey trying to find out what it is that you want to do. So it's very much about what are my skills, what are my interests, what options are there open to me, and developing your employability skills, so preparing you for work alongside your maths and English. So students on the pre-internship do get to take part in a work placement with the support of a job coach. There's also a lot of sort of work-related activities. There might be guest speakers, there might be online activities, engaging with employers. Really everything is all about building your confidence, your independence, and getting you a bit more ready for work. So the pre-internships are based mainly at City Labs. There may be some sessions taking place at your local campus. So for the pre-internship, that's again, as with the Roots, that tends to be between Openshaw or Northenden. So we've got a picture here of City Labs, which is a lovely campus of the Manchester College, and that is just on Oxford Road near the universities and the Whitworth Art Gallery and the park. Really accessible by public transport, a really lovely, small, quiet campus. And then with, like I mentioned, Northenden and Openshaw campus as well, where some of your learning may take place. Also, yeah, a lot of work out and about in the community. It might be going and meeting employers, going for visits to different community engagement activities. So really that's kind of very much led by the students in those groups. What are their interests, what are their careers, interests and their aspirations, where do they want to go and what would they like to explore? And it is about independent travel as well, developing those skills. So you can see here some examples of work placements, work experience. Manchester Food Bank worked very closely with us for a couple of years, and we are continuing to work with them this year. Some of that will go some online activity as well. The Pankhurst Centre is another wonderful example of an employer that we've engaged with. So there you can see as a young person doing a cafe assistant role. We've also had sort of meet and greet role within the museum and events. Nursery assistant, that young person there is Shelley. She's going to talk to us shortly on the video, so you'll see a little bit about her journey. And then also enterprise activity is a core part of the pre-internships. So that's really about developing students' creativity, independence, problem solving, and just exploring different ways that they can further develop their employability and presentation skills. So the supported internships are our kind of our biggest area really within the pre and supported internships, because we've got we've now got 6 supported internships across Manchester. We've been running the supported internships for 10 years, starting this year, and we have those in a number of different locations around Manchester, as I've said. So we have Manchester Hospitals, NHS Foundation Trust is where we started, and we have Wythenshawe Hospital and Oxford Road campus where we access placements for students in and around there. Manchester City Council also host a supported internship site. Some of those placements are with the council itself, some of them are in and around the city centre. Media City, Salford Quays, we've got a lovely base over there. Again, placements are in and around Salford Quays with lots of different employers there, lots of different types of roles. And Manchester Airport, where we've been for a number of years. Again, really successful supported internship, lots of different types of placements there. So a supported internship is very different from a normal college course because it fundamentally it's based at a host employer. So those host employers that I showed you just previously. This year it's a little bit different. We're not spending as much time in the host employer for our learning. We're tending to do that more on campus, and then we'll be accessing the employer for placements. It's 1 year study programme, and students do up to 3 different work placements during the year, and the key really is about it's a pathway to employment. So it's up to 4 days per week, and it's a study programme that's made up of employability. So that's again developing your skills and your interests ready for work, personal development. So that is looking at what sort of personal, social skills, independent skills do you need to develop, again in line with your education, health and care plan, and your own interests and aspirations. Your maths, English and work placement is a really big part of it. Students also take part in enrichment. Duke of Edinburgh is an offer that's open to students. We've had quite a number of students take that up. Lots of different social activities where we can. Again, some of that's gone a little bit online, but some of it where we can will be interactive activities that are open to students. So the big thing to sort of note with supported internships is that I said it's quite different, and it is. So students are enrolled as students of the Manchester College, but we very much, we have very high expectations of the students in line with the college's deal offer, which is basically about sort of professional standards, preparing young people for work. So students, they take on the role of a member of staff. We're very kind of keen that they understand that they're there to get a job. So they may wear a uniform or smart clothing, and they'll get a staff ID badge in line with wherever they're on placement. They'll get job coach support. So a job coach will go with them, with the young person when they're learning the job, and they'll have a really thorough induction, and we'll make sure that students know where to go, who to speak to if they've got any problems. They're really closely monitored when they're on placement. Job coaches are in touch with the students every single day that they're on work placement to see how they're getting on. And as we say, the ultimate goal is paid employment. Some students do move into voluntary work and some move into other outcomes, but that is our sort of goal, and we've got a really good success rate of that over the years. So here's just some pictures of our students. These are all students from last year actually on work placements. So very varied, and each site, as I've said, has the host employer offers placements. We also tap into other resources around the areas where we are. So we have porters, catering, sorry it's moved on, retail, bakery. Celine there has got a job in Marks and Spencer's bakery. Got, like I said, portering. Mark has gone into paid employment, and Megan at the end there, she's also gone into paid employment in an administrative sort of events role. Front of house, which is what we refer to for sort of bar work or waitressing, waitering, and that could be in bars, restaurants, could also be in a customer service role. Retail is obviously a big area for us as well, and this is quite a specific one. It's train valeting, but I think the reason that one's been shown is that a particular young person did get paid employment with that employer, which is fantastic, and that was from last year. So there are those sort of cleaning, valeting, domestic roles as well. So the digital supported internship is the next thing I'm going to talk to you about, and that is our newest offer. That's just started this academic year, just a few weeks ago, and it's a little bit different again than our other supported internships. So students are enrolled again as Manchester College students, but their work and their learning is primarily taking place not necessarily in a work placement, but in our own sort of supported digital studio environment, which is an absolutely fantastic space in centre of Manchester near Victoria Station. And yeah, the students there, they do basically work on live employer briefs that are set by digital and creative employers. So they might be doing projects on their own, they might be doing it in small groups, or they might be doing it as a whole group. And all of the interns on the digital internship have fundamentally they have an interest and a passion for digital, creative, sort of media related roles. So some of them have got some experience in that, and some of them have just done that as their own sort of interest at home. But they've all got some really good skills, really good motivation to kind of move into that kind of work. So we've got a real range of sort of skills within our studio at the moment. We've got videographers, photographers, coders, social media and marketing. So it's really good because each intern brings their own sort of skills, and that'll support us to be able to complete those live employer briefs. Some students will also go into doing a work placement with an employer in this sort of work, and some students will be on a pathway to freelance work. So that'll really depend on those students, and we'll work really closely with them to look at what their outcome is, what their destination is over the next year, and where they want to go, because their ultimate goal again is paid work. So these students will also still do maths and English. All of our students do maths and English unless they've already achieved level 2 at GCSE. So yeah, it's a really interesting project. Like I said, it's brand new. We've got 15 young people take up places on the digital internship. And we have usually 10 or 11 students in our other supported internship groups. We're going to watch a video. I mentioned Shelley before, so we're going to watch a short video of Shelley talking about her journey through Roots, pre-internship and supported internship.
Hi Shelley, thanks for agreeing to do this video for us. If I can just ask you a few questions, is that okay? Yeah. How long have you studied at the Manchester College?
I studied at Manchester College for 3 years and I completed my final course in April.
Thank you. What made you choose a Roots course when you started at the college?
I wanted to improve my personal and life skills and my functional skills, and to develop my confidence.
Excellent.
And prepare for work as well.
What did you enjoy about the Roots to Skills and Employment?
Preparing food and selling it to students and staff, and developing my independent and work skills.
Brilliant. So you then progressed onto a pre-internship course. How did this help you prepare for employment?
I learned about my skills and qualities and interests and matched them to potential jobs, and learned how to present myself positively to employers, and developed my confidence on work placement in a nursery.
Thank you. So you've just completed a supported internship at Manchester Foundation Trust. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about your experiences and work placements on this course?
I was working as a cafe assistant at Christie's Bistro. I was serving food and drinks, and I was clearing tables and asking the customers what they wanted. And I've always wanted to work with children and babies, so I done a work placement at St Mary's Hospital, where I helped all the new mums with different things and kept the ward tidy and making all the beds.
Excellent. And I believe you were offered a job, weren't you, at your first placement? Yeah. But wanted to continue to your placement working with women and babies?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like working with little babies and children because I do work more with little babies because I got patience and I'm calm around them.
Yeah, thank you. So how did the experience help you to secure positive employment as your outcome?
I was offered a full-time job as a maternity support worker level 2, and I just help all the mums as well with feeding and doing baths.
Okay.
So there's different jobs there.
Excellent. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
So what would you say to new students who are thinking of a similar pathway at the Manchester College? What advice would you give them?
Think about your skills, qualities and interests. Plan ahead of what you want to do and where to go, and you'll get loads of support of different staff, and just work hard to keep your part of the deal, and you're sure there'll be a success in what you want to do in the future.
Thank you, Shelley. That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks very much. That's the end of our presentation, and I'm going to hand back over and see if we've got any questions.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, Jodie. So I'm just going to start with a couple of first questions here. What support will I get at the college, and will it be one-on-one?
Do you want me to field that one, Jodie?
Yeah, thanks, Danny.
So there is support at the college, and it will be in-class support. But also, we normally have support workers who are available at break times and at lunch. It wouldn't always be one-to-one support, though, because the whole point of our courses, both mine and Jodie's, is to increase your levels of independence. So unless there was something very specific in your EHCP that said that you really did need one-to-one support, the chances are you would just have shared support. So it might be, if there's a class of 8 or 10 students, there'd be a teacher and maybe 1 or 2 support, and they would work with everyone within that group. And at break times, those support would also be around, perhaps base themselves in the canteen, so you could sit with them if you wanted.
That's great, thank you, Danny. Just on to the next question now. If I have any problems at the college, who can I talk to?
There'll be lots of people you can talk to. So you could potentially, your first protocol might be your tutor. They're going to go out of their way to build a strong rapport with you. So they're going to really try and get to know you. So you could go to your teacher. There'd be the support workers in that group. You could talk to them. There'd also be the student experience team, and they'll make themselves known to you when you first enrol on the course. And if there was something that was possibly something that you felt was a little bit too important to talk to your tutor about, you could go to the student experience team, but we work really closely with them as well. So before you know it, you'll get to know lots of staff, and you could potentially go to any staff member and they'll be able to help you.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Just on work experience then, does everyone get the opportunity to do work experience?
Well, I can talk about on routes. We want ideally everyone to have at least one experience within the Cube Cafe. That's our training cafe that's specifically for our students. But we also have more specialised work experience. Depending on which course you're on, you may not necessarily get an opportunity in the first year to do the specialised work experience, but most people get to do some work experience, or even if you're on one of our lower level courses, you do some work related activities. So all the time we're helping you improve your chances of becoming work ready. Jodie may be able to give you more information about courses.
Yeah, so all the internships, one of the key aspects really is that work experience. So as Danny mentioned, at the moment, some of that is more work-related activity. So that means you might be having speakers, you might be doing online events with speakers, you might be doing a lot of preparation for your work placement. But largely most students are starting to prepare to move towards work placements. So the aim is that every student does undertake work placements, particularly, as I say, for the supported internships. Some students in previous years have done up to 3 different placements in the year. Some students just do 1 or 2, and some students move into employment earlier in the year and progress and transition out into employment, and that's great. That's what our aim is, really, to support that destination.
That's great, thank you. And then just on the back of that, someone has asked, does everyone have the opportunity to visit different places? So is that like trips or anything like that people can experience?
Yeah, again, that's very much built into all the programmes that we offer. The supported internships are obviously more about work. There's very work focus to those. The preparation for supported internships and routes are about sort of exploration. So it's starting to kind of explore different community activities, things that they can engage in outside of college, leisure, health. Also, like, I mentioned before about going into sort of the food banks, or sometimes students go and visit other supported internship sites. That's something we try and build in as a sort of transition activity, is that students on the routes and the pre-internship get to go for visits to the supported internship sites, so that they can get a feel for what that might look like, so they understand where they want to go in the future.
Brilliant, thank you. Another question here. Will some of my classes on lessons be online? I think we know the answer to this one.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we've got a mix of, mostly face-to-face, but some online learning, some directed independent learning. We're kind of really kind of seeing a much greater increase, really, in that blended learning approach. And actually, we've found, some students naturally have those teething problems when they're getting used to it, or getting used to login details and things like that. With this time, we're thankful that we've got time to go through that with students face to face and get students comfortable with the how to log in, what it looks like when you log in on your phone as opposed to on your laptop. And yeah, we're using Teams to do online sessions. We use lots of different interactive online resources as well, which has been really positive. It's been really interesting and really good to see students engage with that. I think we've had a lot of positive feedback on that side of learning.
Brilliant, thank you. Another question here: does everyone start with routes and work their way up?
So I can answer that, or Danny can. Yeah, not necessarily. We have students that apply directly to our supported internships from external colleges and schools, and to the pre-internships. But equally, we have students that progress through the routes pathway into the internships, or into mainstream, wider college. If they've got a specific vocational interest and they want to progress with that, that's fine. They might want to do hair and beauty, or health and social care, or IT, business, and it's really up to the student. We really work with the student to kind of look at a plan for their learning with us, and kind of what direction they want to go in. But like I say, no, they can come in at any stage of the programme, really.
Brilliant, thank you. We're just coming up actually to our last question of the session. So this one is: do students tend to move into paid work straight after college, or do they usually need further training or study?
Okay, I'll pick that one up again, because that links directly to the supported internships, really. It varies. Most students, supported internships, we do have, like I said, a really strong success rate of young people going into paid employment. That training that's mentioned there in that question, and further training and learning usually happens whilst they're on the programme with us, or it can happen as they're sort of leaving us, so we can support them with that. So, for example, if they were moving, like Shelley there, she had to she had to do a lot of online learning, a lot of mandatory learning for the hospital before she could progress into paid employment. She was able to do that whilst she was with us. We were able to support her in that sort of transition between college and into paid employment. So students can go into employment you know, at any point really through the year, and you know, we'll kind of support that. Sometimes it's after the end of the programme, and because we work with other, you know, Pure Innovations and partner organisations, we kind of support students, you know, as they transition out of college and into work, and make sure they've still got somebody to contact when they've moved into employment.
Great, thank you so much for that, Jodie. We've actually just got one other question here. Will I get help travelling to college?
Not automatically, no. What we've found is, so if you've received taxes in the past and help get into your previous place of education or your previous school, then you may, but it wouldn't be organised by the college. That would be organised via the local authority. So you'd apply through an organisation called Home to School. So you'd put in your application, and they'd assess you on your needs. And a percentage of students qualify, but it's definitely less than 25% of our students qualify for Home to School. You will get your bus pass though. So if you've got an EHCP plan, you'll be able to apply for something. It's a concessionary plus bus pass, and that will get you free bus travel and also on metro links and trains within a certain area of Greater Manchester. But if we're talking specifically about taxes, then that would have to be applied for via Home to School, which you can find quite easily on Google.
So that's great, thank you. And we have got another question, if that's okay, Danny. How do I get involved in working at the college?
So does that mean work experience in college? Do you think?
I think it could be like work experience within the college. Yeah.
So just like Jodie's team, we have job coaches as well on the Roots programs, so they will find you placements within the college, internal ones, and that can be working in the library, working in the canteens, working with the premises officers, working in reprographics, the organisation within the college, photocopying and all the printing of the posters, and the signs that go up around the building. So there is opportunity to do work experience within the college. Would have to be on one of our programs.
That's great. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think we've come to the end of our questions in today's session. Thank you all for coming to the supported learning session. We have more TMC live events running all the way up until Thursday. So please visit our website at tmc.ac.uk/TMC Live to register for any of our other sessions. If you would like to apply to Manchester College for 2021, please visit the website. Or if you need to speak to someone about applying and would like more information, our schools liaison team are waiting to take your calls this evening on 0161 674 3696. Again, if you'd like any information about this year, there are still some places available. So you can speak to someone on 0161 674 1080. And again, for our learners with special disabilities, we've got our transition team. So we're here to make your move from school to college as possible, as positive experience as possible. You can contact them by emailing transition@tmc.ac.uk. We hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you once again for joining us tonight. Thank you.